Welcome. If you are watching this for the first time, we are glad you are here. And if you have been with us from the beginning, thank you. Genuinely, this channel exists because of you. Now, we need to talk about something. There's a rule, not a theory, not a philosophy, not a motivational quote printed on a coffee mug. A rule. One single rule that every wealthy person, without exception, operates their financial life around. And the most remarkable thing about this rule is not how complex it is. It is how simple it is. Simple enough to explain to a 10-year-old in under 30 seconds. And yet, 90% of people go their entire lives without ever applying it. David was one of those people. David is 44 years old. He has worked for 22 years. He has never missed a bill, never lost a job, never made a reckless financial decision. By every visible measure, David is responsible. And yet, last Tuesday morning, David sat at his kitchen table, looked at his bank account, and realized something that stopped him cold. 22 years of working, and he had nothing to show for it that was truly his. Not one asset, not one investment, not one thing that would keep earning if David stopped showing up tomorrow. Just a balance that arrived on the 1st of the month and disappeared by the 28th. Every single month, for 22 years. And then, a conversation with his neighbor Marcus changed everything. Before we get into what Marcus told David, if you are new to Finext Wealth, welcome to the family. Every week we tell one story, run real numbers, and show you the financial truth that most people never get told. Hit the subscribe button right now and turn on your notifications, because in the next 4 minutes, we are going to give you the one rule that David wished he had learned at 22 instead of 44. Now, back to that conversation. It was a Saturday morning. David was washing his car in the driveway. Marcus pulled up next door, back from what David assumed was another property viewing. They started talking, the way neighbors do. And David, half joking, half genuinely frustrated, said something he had never said out loud before. He said, "Marcus, how do you do it? Same neighborhood, same starting point. How are you always ahead?" Marcus leaned against the fence. He did not give a long answer. He said, "David, I only ever learned one rule about money. And I learned it young. Everything else I did was just that rule, repeated." David waited. Marcus said, "Here it is. Every time money comes in, pay your future self first. Before rent, before food, before anything. A fixed percentage goes to your future. Non-negotiable, automatic, invisible." David blinked. That was it. That was the whole thing. Pay yourself first. David had heard that phrase before. He thought he understood it. He did not understand it. Here's the difference between hearing a rule and truly understanding it. David always paid himself last. After rent, after car payments, after groceries, after subscriptions, after all the things that quietly claim a salary before the month is even halfway done. Whatever was left, David saved. Some months that was $300. Some months it was $40. Some months it was nothing. And David called this saving. Marcus did something completely different. On payday, the same day the salary landed, an automatic transfer moved 15% of Marcus's income into a separate investment account. Before Marcus could see it, before his lifestyle could be spent, before the month could claim it. Gone. Working. Growing. The money did not exist in Marcus's daily financial life. It existed in his future. Now let us run what that actually means in numbers. Both men earned $40,000 a year at 25. David saved an average of 4%, whatever was left. Around $1,600 a year. Marcus saved 15%, always first. $6,000 a year. The difference in monthly behavior, $367. Almost nothing. Over 20 years at 8% annual return. David's account, $78,000. Marcus's account, $294,000. Same salary, same 20 years. A $216,000 gap. From one rule, applied differently. But here is the layer of this rule that most people never reach. Paying yourself first is not really about money. It is about identity. When Marcus pays himself first, every single month, he is making a declaration. Not to the bank, not to a spreadsheet, to himself. He is saying, My future matters more than my present comfort. And that declaration, made consistently, month after month, year after year, quietly reshapes everything. How Marcus thinks about purchases, how he evaluates opportunities, how he responds to financial setbacks. Because a man who has been paying his future self for 20 years does not panic when the market dips. He does not abandon the rule when money gets tight. He trusts the rule, because the rule has already proven itself. David spent 22 years paying everyone else first. His landlord, his car finance company, his supermarket, his streaming services. Everyone got paid before David's future did. And after 22 years, everyone else had something to show for it. David's future had almost nothing. That is not a money problem. That is an order of operations problem. And the fix is not complicated. It is just one rule, applied in the right order. The Saturday morning conversation ended. Marcus went inside. David finished washing his car. And that evening, sitting at the same kitchen table where he had felt that cold realization just days before, David opened his banking app. He set up an automatic transfer. Not 15%. He could not manage that yet. He started with 7%, $233, set to leave his account on the 1st of every month, the same day his salary arrived. Before rent, before anything. He named the account 2 words that he had spent 22 years saying in the wrong order. He named it, Me First. And for the first time in 22 years of working, David paid himself first. The rule had started. The rule is not complicated. It never was. Pay your future self first. Every month. Before the world takes its share. Not what is left over. A fixed percentage. Automatic. Invisible. Consistent. That is it. That is the rule that separates the rich from everyone else. Not talent. Not luck. Not connections. Just the order in which they pay. David learned it at 44. You now know it today. The only question is what you do with it from this moment forward. Now, before you go, if this video gave you something today, a new way of seeing, a rule you can act on, a story that felt familiar, please share it. Not for us. For someone in your life who is working hard and still wondering why they never seem to get ahead. This rule is the answer to that question, and sharing this video might be the most valuable thing you do for someone today. And if you are not yet part of the Finext Wealth family, kindly subscribe, like and share. Every single week we come back with one more story, one more set of real numbers, one more truth about how money actually works in the real world. No hype, no shortcuts, just honest, clear financial storytelling for every person who was never given the education they deserved. We are grateful you spent these 5 minutes with us today. Truly, we will see you next week.